Hello ladies and gentlemen. From the low angle and the weird lighting, you can already tell what we're doing. Today I'm doing another makeup in random places video, and the place I decided to do today was my chemistry tutorial. Now I decided on this class because you only sit here and work out problems and then you get to ask the demis if you struggle with anything and whatnot, and because I already did the problems and I know the work, I didn't have anything to do in this period, so I decided to do my makeup here. I'm starting with all my bases, so I'm applying my eyeshadow base and blending it out, and then I'm going to apply my Revolution foundation all over my face and blend that out too. Now next to me is my usual partner in crime, Mike. He was next to me in my video I did in my microbiology lab, which I will link down below for you if you haven't seen it yet. And I've been vlogging a lot recently, and since he's in all my classes with me and in almost all my pracs, you see him a lot there too. Next to him is Justin, that friend of mine that is super tall that plays volleyball. And next to him is my friend Shannon. She is such a sweetheart. I wish I got a bit more of her in the shot, but she was sitting a little far. I ended up asking her what eyeshadow I should do, and I wasn't planning on doing what she suggested. I thought it's a weird color combination, but I really do like the way it turns out. So just hold on and you will see what I'm talking about. Anyways, I blended out my stick foundation with my foundation brush. I find that spreads it easier. And then just to smooth it out, I use my beauty blender so that everything looks as smooth as can be. For concealer, I'm using this tattoo coverage one by, I think, Essence, or actually I think it's by Catrice. I applied a bit of that and a bit of my LA Girl one because I mix the colors to get the best result. And I am sure I buy concealer colors in such a way so that I can mix them without knowing it, because no matter what concealer I buy, I always end up mixing colors. It's definitely a habit by now. I blended everything out with my beauty blender, and then as usual I set my whole face with my translucent powder. Now usually this sets everything and then I make it look all natural again by spraying my setting spray, but I misplaced my setting spray, so it looks a little dry if you don't do that afterwards, but I'd rather look a little dry than look a little, smudgy and places coming off and stuff like that. Anyways, then I applied some blush and I went back in with my kabuki brush just to blend it all out. Onto my brows, I'm gonna brush them out the way I usually do, and then I kind of line my brows in the shape I want them to be by brushing them, and then just darken them up with powder. I don't actually add to or change the shape, except for at the front I define it a little bit more, but for the rest I kind of just follow the shape my brows already have. Here I decided to try and change the angle and the lighting and make it better, and kind of just made it worse, so do ignore that, but I guess my excuse is I'm not working in my usual place, as if I have a usual place. The whole point of doing these random videos is I don't have a usual place to film in. But anyways, while I'm contouring, I spoke to my sister about eyebrows this weekend. We went to work together, and I like having eyebrows if I'm doing glam, and she doesn't do her eyebrows. And she said she actually doesn't like prominent eyebrows. Every time she looks at me, she's just like, whoa, because I have eyebrows on. And I was just like, weird, because every time I look at you, I'm like, whoa, no eyebrows. So definitely to each their own, everyone has their own preference. Onto lips, I am using one of these BH Cosmetic lips. They're not that bad, they're not that great either. Considering how much effort it is to get something imported to where I stay, I probably won't be replacing these when they run out, but I don't regret buying them. But when I got to my lipstick and my eyebrows, I realized, yeah, I didn't bring a mirror, which honestly seems to be a running theme. Somewhere I have a little compact mirror, I should just throw that in with my makeup, but I never end up doing that. And I always end up having to make a plan, but this time Mike borrowed me his phone, thank goodness, so I can actually see what I was doing in the camera of his phone. I kind of put it down in my makeup box while I was doing my eyeshadow so that I can see what I'm doing. So every now and then I just had to tap the camera and keep it awake so the screen doesn't go off. On to eyeshadow, I'm using this little Colourpop palette, which is quite cute, it's nice. I like the colors, they're nice and shimmery and they're pigmented enough, and I like the combination of colors I have. But I can see I ordered this palette when I didn't have nudes, and now nudes are probably all I have. So it's a nice palette to travel with. I just wish I'd gone for something a bit more colorful so that I have more color in my kit, but this is some nice rose gold colors in it. Now, if you didn't see what happened there, the chick next to me, behind me, she dropped her water bottle on the bench and I got a fright. So that's what that jump was. But onto my eyeshadow, I am blending first a transition shade and then a bit of a darker shade into my crease to define it. At this point, I didn't quite know what I wanted to do yet, so I was kind of just winging it because I knew these are the colors I had to work with. This would kind of work with anything in the palette, so just define the crease first and then go from there. I was thinking of doing a halo eye because I'm a fan of halo eyes and I haven't done one in ages, but I also thought don't go for something easy that you always do, so I didn't just want to maybe default on a smoky eye, so I kind of wanted to do a cut crease, and that's where I asked Shannon what color I should use. I showed her my palette and there was a little group discussion about what color I should use, which was fun because the two guys next to me know absolutely nothing about makeup, as one would expect, and then they were like, yeah, this color, because it complements the color of your eyebrows. Yes, that's why. And Shannon was like, no, don't be silly, use that color. So it was a very entertaining discussion to witness until we finally decided on a rose gold type of shimmer color. I thought initially it would be a bit too dark to use for the cut crease, but then again, a cut crease doesn't have to be bright and light and in your face to work. It can be a little bit more muted and it still ends up turning out quite well. The one thing this video taught me is I make random faces while I'm talking. I didn't realize that I make dramatic faces like oh no and whatnot, but it seems that is a thing I do a lot apparently, which is entertaining. But yes, here I am busy doing the cut crease, so what I did was I put some concealer on the back of my hand, pick it up with a flat shader brush, apply it in the inner corner of my eye, making sure it touches the inner corner, move it up a bit, then open my eye so that it touches my crease because that's where I want it to go. Then I drag it out and smooth it all the way into my crease and then taper down at the end again. And then of course make sure both sides are even before I start going in with eyeshadow. I used a clean shader brush and picked up the shimmery color I decided to use and made sure to properly cover the concealer all over so that it looked uniform and didn't have any lighter or darker patches. I then picked up one of the shimmery eyeshadows and used it as highlighter because I cannot go without highlighter, but then again decided to mess with the camera and just made everything way too bright. I think I was overthinking the lighting here, but at least you can still kind of see what I was doing because it settled down again after that. But here I was just blending in the edges. I was picking up the dark color again that I used in my crease and used it to blend that harsh edge of the concealer on the outsides and then slowly dragged it in onto my lid. This way it doesn't look too choppy, especially not in the outer corners, and especially because I didn't end up using winged eyeliner, which we will get to in a bit. And here you see me receiving the class test we're about to write. I was not informed we were writing a class test. This was the first one we were writing, so I thought, it would be safe. I have the rest of the period, but no, the last 20 minutes were for writing this test. So I zoomed through applying my mascara because rather no eyeliner than no mascara, and there was definitely no time left for eyeliner, and then decided, okay, this is enough. I'm gonna call it quits, pack everything away. At the last minute, they were ready to start writing while I was throwing everything in my bag. So, I finally did my makeup in class in a chemistry tut, and what happened at the end?
There was a test.
There was a test, and I was not entirely prepared, even though I think we both did fine. We got kind of the same answer, but I don't have wings on because there was no time left. I was still blending the shimmer on my lids when they're like, okay, cool, so we're writing a test. So that last part went really fast, and I put on my mascara while they were handing out the test. But this is the final result. As usual, it was a lot of fun. I really wanted to do my makeup in class. I've been wanting to do it since last semester. So I'm very glad I finally got to do it now.
I don't know what rings are.
Like what eyeliner things. You saw me do it in the lab. He was in another video of mine where I did my makeup in a microbiology lab. That's where you might have seen his face before. So I thought it'd be very appropriate. Yeah. So that's why I thought it'd be appropriate to do my makeup next to you again. But yes, thank you so much for watching, and until next time.